good afternoon to all of you. So today we are going to deal with the calculation of Fourier coefficients. How the Fourier coefficients are calculated, okay? How we are going to utilize it for the analysis of signals, and what are the benefits of various operations, performing various operations on the signals. So let's start the discussion by first of all observing the signal, that is f of t. Have a look at this. This is your signal f of t, okay? First of all, what we can conclude from f of t is that neither it is having half wave symmetry. Yes, it is not having half wave symmetry, because we can visualize that this part is positive, one half cycle is positive, another half cycle is 0. Again, one half cycle is positive, another half cycle is 0. So it is not having any kind of half wave symmetry. So what will we do? How we will use the basics to extract the Fourier coefficients? Yes. So then the simple arithmetic operations come to our rescue. Yes. Now we are going to perform the simple operations, that is addition, okay, scaling, okay, shifting, and by that we are sure to analyze the signal. So have a look what we are going to do. We are going to shift this signal by a by 2. Yes, the shifting is carried on. The signal is shifted by a by 2, and we can easily observe that this signal is nothing but a reduced signal. From A, the amplitude reduced to a by 2. From 0, it reduced to minus a by 2. So now we can conclude that it is having a half wave symmetry, provided that this and this length are equal. And these are bound to be equal because we are only shifting the signal by a by 2. Now again, I think this is quite clear. And one more interesting fact is there to conclude, and that fact is that this signal is also having quarter wave symmetry. Yes, this signal is having quarter wave symmetry, because if you look at the quarter portion, and if you move from this to this, this to this, from the next quarter, this to this, this to this, then we are sure to get the same values. So it can be easily concluded that this signal is also having quarter wave symmetry. Okay. Now have a look at this. F of t can be can be expressed with the help of Fourier series as a naught plus summation n equals to 135 to infinity a n cos of n omega naught t. Very good. Where a naught is the average value, a n cos of n omega naught t. As this signal is an even signal, so even signal is there, so we can straight away say that the Bn coefficients will be absent or missing. The Bn terms will be missing. So as it is concluded that the Bn terms are missing, so we can straight away arrive at the expression of shifted signal, that is nothing but f1t equals to a naught minus a by 2 plus an cos of n omega naught t. Yes, this is shifted by a by 2. So this is a naught minus a by 2 plus an summation, and is varying from. Okay, one more thing. One very interesting and beautiful thing has come into the picture, that n is varying from, n is having all the odd harmonics. 1, 3, 5, 7. How? Why? Why it is only having odd harmonics? Yes, it is having odd harmonics because it is having half wave symmetry, and half wave symmetry had arisen because of the shifting. So what the shifting has done? It has done nothing, but it has only changed the average value by a by 2. That's it. This is the only change that has occurred, that the average value has reduced by a by 2. Except that nothing has happened. All the features of the original signal are retained. all the harmonics of the original signal are there present in the shifted, or I can say reduced signal. Now, calculation of Fourier coefficients. So again I am taking an odd signal, okay, an odd signal having half wave symmetry. So we can easily conclude from this part that as the signal is having half wave symmetry, then this f of t, this is t seconds. As we move t by 2 time period ahead, then we are sure to get a opposite signal. That's quite easy to understand. Now the amplitudes are reversed similarly. Now we are coming to Bn. Bn is nothing but 4 by t summation integration 0 to t by 2 f of t sine of n omega naught t dt. I think this is quite easy to understand. It is 4 by t, yes, 0 to t by 2 f of t. Now this thing can be easily reduced to this part, because from 0 to t by 2 the value is 2. You can see that the value is 2. From 0 to t by 2 the value is 2. So it is quite easy to understand. It is sine of n omega naught t. So when we integrate this thing, obviously we are going to get 8 by t minus cos of n omega naught t divided by n omega naught, because we are integrating this with respect to t, and we are here to put the limits from 0 to t by 2. Okay, as the limits are put from 0 to t by 2, then it becomes minus 8 by t n omega naught cos of n omega naught t by 2 minus cos of 0. Now tell me one thing. If this is the expression 8 n omega naught t 1 minus cos n omega naught t by 2, and this is 8 by n 2 pi 1 minus cos n into 2 pi by 2 equals to 8 into. Now one thing has to be very clear, that this omega naught t, we are whatever be the value of n, n can be any value, 1, 3, 5, anything, but obviously it is going to be an odd function. Omega naught t is sure to have 2 pi. Omega naught t is sure to have the value 2 pi. So if this is 2 pi, this is 2, then n pi becomes, this term will automatically reduce to n pi. I think this is quite evident. Okay. And two things. First of all, I will like to go back a little bit. Have a look at this. In this signal, the average value A naught is reduced for sure. A naught is not there because it is having half wave symmetry. It is having half wave symmetry, and the average, you can see now that the average of this portion and this portion, this is the positive area, this is the negative area. So this is going to be 0. Yes. A naught is sure to get 0. So what I wanted to convey is that the DC components for any signal, whether it is a half wave or whether it is an odd signal or an even signal, is bound to be, yes, it is bound to be a 0 value. DC value is going to be a 0 value if the signal is having half wave symmetry. Okay. Now moving back to the remaining part of the question. Now again we are having omega naught t. We replaced each of the omega naught t by 2 pi. So this is 8 and 2 pi, 1 minus cos n 2 pi by 2. Now have a look at this. 8 by n into 2 pi, 1 minus cos n pi. That's quite easy to understand. Now look at this cos n of pi. Yes. If we are changing this cos of n pi, this will have, this cos of n phi will have a value of minus 1 when we are having n equals to odd. Yes, for sure. If n is odd, then it is going to give us minus 1. If it is having a plus 1 value, is even value, then it is going to give us 1. So for even 1 minus 1 becomes 0, for odd 1 minus 1 becomes 2. So we are here to get 8 upon n pi. So now the Bn is obtained, and the Bn is only possible for n equals to even. So now we are going to put this bn into this part. Okay, no, sorry, for n equals to odd, and we are going to put this bn into this, and we are going to get the extended signal as 8 by pi sine of omega naught t plus 3 omega naught t plus 7 omega naught t plus 5 omega naught t. And this is what the whole discussion of Fourier series coefficients was all about. Thank you and have a good day.